Alright, what's up guys? Mad Scientist 7890 back at you with another video. You know, when I did the rebuilding WWE's tag team division, I feel like that's a division that really needed to be rebuilt, or needs to be, start rebuilding. But another one I think that's kind of on the rocks, kind of shaky, and it's kind of weird to say that because, with Destination X just happening recently, and, the quality of that being, pay-per-view being pretty good to, solid, I'd say. I think TNA needs to start rebuilding their X division, and with guy, I have guys wrote down here, that have left, who are coming back, who leave, come back all the time. Maybe we should just sign some of these guys, just have them, so you don't have to reach into your back pocket every once in a while and pull out, one of these X division guys just to show up, just so you can have a good four-way like you did at Destination X, But guys like Red, Lethal, Generation Me, the Young Bucks leaving. You're pretty much, your whole X division is gone. You have Austin Aries, who you signed. You have Brian Kendrick. You have Shelley, but Shelley, has been having some back problems, so it's possible he might take some time off. Other than that, who do you really have? Doug Williams doesn't get used very much. They just signed Zema Ion, but haven't used him on television at all. I know they signed Kid Cash, which I don't think was a good move at all. What does this guy have to offer now? He can have some okay. I'm sure he can have some okay matches, but other than that, I really don't think he has much to offer. So I have a couple things, a couple guys that I wrote down, some people that I think that could really help their X division and revamp it, and back to what it used to be. And I know how Eric Bischoff was saying on Impact or whatever, how they've changed X division from being, no limits to actually being a cruiserweight division now, to where, guys like Abyss and Joe can't be in it, bigger guys, because, it's going to be more of a cruiserweight style. And I was like, whatever. It's pretty much what it was anyway, and they kind of made a mockery out of it anyway and gave it to guys like, Abyss and, stupid stuff like that. So, a couple of guys I have, I think would work well. And, when I did my video with MVP Shear, we about ROH versus Dragon Gate USA. One thing I did agree on with him was Dragon Gate USA does have a better high flying roster. Like their high flyers are way better. So a lot of the guys I'm going to be saying, are Dragon Gate USA guys. It's just really willing. It's up to them if they want to make the jump and if TNA really wants them or not. But I think it's actually a group I think that would fit very well in TNA, and that'd be Ronin from Dragon Gate USA. Chuck Taylor, Johnny Gargano, and Rich Swann. These three guys I think have good chemistry together. I think all three of them are very talented, and I think you pretty much would consider all these guys cruiserweights, except for maybe, some people would consider Chuck Taylor more of a middleweight type guy, but I think all three of these guys would work well. Ricochet would be absolutely just perfect for this division. They built it off of how Jarrell Clark. And had Jarrell Clark, and he was the guy who did the 630. Everyone knew him as the guy who did the 630. It would make a lot of sense to bring in Ricochet and have him be the guy who does the double moonsault, and everyone's like, oh, he's gonna do it, oh yeah, and he does it, and that'd be great. I think that'd be a really cool way to build off of what they're doing. Also, the other guys I had Jack Evans. Come on. As good as he was on pay-per-view, good as he was on television, you have a deal, some kind of deal going on with AAA right now. You have Jeff Jarrett as your AAA heavyweight champion. You still try to work out some kind of deal with AAA where Jack Evans comes over and works kind of a deal with them. I think that would be great. Fans just was creaming all over how great he was. I think that'd be perfect. And then another person, and I'm picking this just purely off of ability and know-how, and basically feeling like this guy he's pretty much done everything he can do where he's at now, and I think it's time for him to move on and get some more due, and that's Roderick Strong. Now Roderick Strong won't step in there like Austin Aries and cut promos and be ahead as Austin Aries is, but Strong I think can come in there and create the kind of style that would work for the X division. I think sometimes these guys, and I've said this before, and ability versus mic skills. I feel like some guys can just come in there and just have good matches, and they shouldn't have to talk all the time. Let their talking be in the ring. And Roger Strong's one of those guys. I've never been that big on his talking. It's horrible, really. So come in there, let him do his thing, and that will work out. Also, TNA has a kind of a partnership, if you will, with New Japan. Now, I really think that TNA really underutilizes the Japanese talent that they've brought over, Hamada and they had Hiroshi Tanahashi and just some other people that they've brought over, Japanese talent, and they pretty much underutilized them really badly. But I think if you could really bring some of these guys over, even if it's just a couple shot deals, for some interesting matchups. You could bring Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Prince Devitt. I think these guys would come over. Even if you're not going to keep them for very long, at least come over and show what we could have, or what would be really good for this X division. It's very hard to just sit back and say, the X division, it's looking real good right now. It's up top notch. It's not. I'm a bigger fan of as Austin Aries is the next guy, and I'm a huge fan, and Kendrick is a pretty talented guy as well. But you really look at what you have going on right now, and that's it. Just those two guys. Shelley, like I said, could be taking time off, and Saban's out as well. So you're pretty much on the back burner with your talent. And I know you have a lot of these guys that you brought in. You're gonna bring in and basically use, I guess, to see if they can fit in. Basically, was it Jesse Sorensen, Tony Nese, some of these guys, that were on the four-ways or the three-way, the triple threats on Impact to get into the four-way, and basically did okay, but they want to see if these guys will fit in. To me, with the X division, you can try to create new stars, but the problem is, if you don't give them airtime, they can't really do much of anything to prove anything. So if you have some independent talent that's already well known, already great talents on, and just bring these guys in and just let them do the thing. I really think one thing about the X division is it's a self-made division. You don't have to do anything to it. You just come in, bring in guys will mesh with other guys, they'll have good chemistry, and that'll be that. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not a fan. I am a fan of the X division. I thought Destination X this year was so far their best pay-per-view. I'm not a mark for WWE or TNA. I like both companies. I like both companies. I like to see what both companies have to offer. And like I said, with rebuilding WWE's tag team division, this is something that I think would keep me interested in TNA. Just the Impact I saw last week was absolutely horrible. It was just bad, and I feel like it's going to keep just getting worse. Depending on how they're going into Battle for Glory. But the stuff with Angle just was bad. The women's match for Mickie James was just horrible. And then one of the worst segments I thought that they'd ever had was the one with Jeff Jarrett, and they had the Mexican guys out there. I just thought that was horrible. I thought it was very bad. So to keep me interested in TNA, I need to have more X division. That's what I need. And like I said, there's other guys that I had even wrote down. T.J. Perkins, who was Puma, could use him. Not much of a talker either. And I don't think the X division needs to be purely high flying. I think it can be smaller guys with just different types of skills. Another guy I think would really fit in here, and I think would get over with fans, Sami Callihan. But he's a hard hitter type guy. He does, strong style wrestling. He does a little bit of high flying here and there, but he's not, he's not a purely high flying type. I think he would get over with fans. I think they would like his eerie, just creepy kind of, metal type style. And, and that's just another person I think would work. But, this is just the video I thought I would throw out there, rebuilding the X division, just people I thought would bring in. And even with the booking, I felt like if you're going to do this with pay-per-views, you need to have 2 X division matches on your pay-per-view. Okay, so here's how I would do this. You would book the first match on the show, have it be a 6-man with X division guys, and then spotlight the X division title one-on-one match on this pay-per-view as well. You're going to have a women's title match or a singles women match, and then you're going to have a tag team knockouts match as well. But you're not going to have 2 X division matches. Come on. you can do, TNA can do so much better than this. And I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with the X Division here in the future. But I feel like they have to bring in some more name talent, some X Division talent. And I think, like I said, just some of those guys I named off would just be perfect for a fit here. So, like I said, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anybody else you would bring in, if there's any different booking changes you would, make. I know a lot of people would just say, right off the bat, just fire Vince Russo. But, it's just not that easy. But yeah, thanks guys. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think, and drop some knowledge. Drop some names on me if there's some other people you think should fit. All right, thanks guys.